All right, Shalom. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone. A salutation and much love to you. Akim out there pushing out this word in truth and sincerity. And pretty much, I just want to go into a lesson real quick. You know, going with the spirit seems to be the main topic lately of why we called you so-called white people the devil. All right, and I'm gonna bring out some precepts, back it up with some history. All right, and if you don't know the history by now, then you're just lost in la la land. All right, but nonetheless, you so-called white people, all right, you Edomites according to the Bible, you devils. All right, you were the ancient Romans. All right, the ancient pagan Roman Empire. It was you so-called white people ruling. All right, beginning with Julius Caesar, all the way up to Domitian, right, the emperor. Those were so-called white men. I did a lesson on it probably a week or two ago, going into this book called The Roman Empire, the Empire of the Edomites, or something like that, an Edomite Empire. And it goes into that book and, you know, proves how Esau is the so-called white man, or the Romans, so to say, were the so-called white people, or Edomites. Okay, so if you have any understanding, and even scholars, biblical scholars, will tell you that the dragon or the beast referred to in the book of Revelation is that ancient Roman Empire. All right, so first let's just go into because you got to understand these words. The word devil just simply means deceiver. All right. Somebody that shows deception. All right, so let's see here. This is Revelation 20. So let's get a little bit of your history. Revelation 20:1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit, which that angel would be the angel of Yahweh would be Yahweh Shai. All right, his only begotten son was the one with that having the key to the bottomless pit being Europe. And a great chain in his hand, and he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. And those 1,000 years was the time when the so-called white man lost power. All right, because and that's why it became the Holy Roman Empire after the Israelites took over of Rome. All right, for a 1,000-year period, roughly 1,000 years, all right, the so-called white man was not in power in Europe. All right, he was actually, you know, the basis of men. All right, he was a slave to the Moors. All right, he was not on top. All right, the kings and the queens of that time period, the medieval time period, were Israelites. All right, Jakes. So what this devil, this old serpent, the dragon, which we've established that the dragon is the ancient Roman Empire. All right, went down. They call it the Dark Ages. All right, it transitioned after Domitian, which was one of the sons of Vespasian or Flavius, or whatever his Vespasian. He had Vespasian, Titus, and Domitian. Titus and Domitian were brothers. All right. After Domitian, it was the Israelites took over, first emperor. Okay, but nonetheless, let's jump down to the key point, verse 8 or 7. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan, which is synonymous with the devil, the old serpent of the dragon, Satan shall be loosed out of prison, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth. All right, so you so-called white people, after the Dark Ages, all right, that 1,000-year period that you were in the bottomless pit with chains on you, all right, the great chain to hold you bound, all right. After you got loosened, all right, freed, you went in to deceive the nations on the four corners of the earth. All right, so the ancient Roman Empire was reincarnated. All right, beginning in the late 1400s. That's when they started to come back into power. All right, NATO and the EU didn't get set up until the 1900s, but the beast system had come back alive. All right, it was healed from its wound because it was wounded. That's when the Byzantine Empire was in. All right, the Dark Ages, so to say, when Israelites were ruling Europe. All right, so he went to deceive the nations. All right, because that's how you know who the so-called white man is. All right, because he's the only one going around deceiving the nations, hiding the true information, hiding the Israelites' true nationality from them, going around raping and robbing and murdering everywhere he goes, destroying everywhere he goes. That's the so-called white man for you. All right, who's shooting out chemtrails? All right, who's putting GMOs in the food? All right, why is there endangered animals? All right, why do they charge you for water? That's the so-called white man. All right, ain't no so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, all right, out here hunting for fun. All right, elephants and giraffes. All right, or putting chemicals in the water. All right, or hiding you know, a whole people's history. All right, that's the so-called white man for you. He's the chief of the heathen, all right, so to say, because they all had a hand in it. But the so-called white man is the one that's in rulership right now. All right, this is Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? All right, so the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. And you just take a look around today. Who's in power? It's the so-called white man. He's the one that calling the shots. All right, whether you're in China, Korea, all right, Afghanistan, okay, America, South America, all right, the so-called white man, Esau, the wicked, according to Malachi 1:4, all right, the wicked of the earth, which is a so-called white man, is in possession of the earth, man. All right, whose face is on the money? Yeah, you can say, oh, you go to China, the Chinese man face on the money, but who gives them that money? All right, it's the world central banks, which is owned by these national elite, all right, the global elite, which consists of some of the Rothschilds, all right, the Rockefellers, the Gettys, the DuPonts, the Oppenheimers, and so on. Okay, so the earth is given into their possession right now, so it's in their power to do whatsoever they want. All right, and what they did with this power is they brought death and destruction. All right, they brought perdition onto the earth. All right, destruction and deceit. Okay, that's why we call you the devil, because you lie about everything. You'll do a bold-faced lie when we know that you're telling a lie, man, and you don't care. You'll smile and walk away afterwards. All right, so let's go into, let's see, let's go to Nahum, because this is something that you devils did with your perdition and your deceit when you came to this side of the world. All right, and you started the transatlantic slave trade. This is a Nahum 3:1. Woe to the bloody city! It is full of lies and robbery. The prey departs not. All right, so it said, woe to this place, man. You so-called white people created this America off of bloodshed, off of lies, robbery, and deceit, man. You lied to the Native American Indians, all right? You set up all these treaties, or you broke every single one of them. Then you robbed the Caribbean, the indigenous people. All right, when I say indigenous, I mean North, Central, and South, and the Caribbean islands, all right? Those indigenous people were lied to, they were robbed, all right? And their blood was shed throughout this land, all right? And then when you brought the so-called Negroes over there, you robbed them, you stole them, all right? You took them from their homes, so to say, and you put them on ships. All right, you brought them to America. You put them to work as slaves and into the Caribbeans, right? Because at least the Northern Kingdom, they would fight. They would put up a fight. So they weren't making the best slaves. So what these devils did, what they did was they saw how the Negroes would work, and they brought them, the so-called Negroes, Haitians, and the West Indians. All right, so they brought them over in place of the Indians, so they would do the work. All right, but you know, it said, "Woe to the bloody city, man! The city of blood. This blood has nothing but the street has nothing but blood running through the streets. To this day, we still get shot down. We still get are in captivity under this oppressor." Okay, let's go to Habakkuk 2:12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with bloodshed and establish a city by iniquity. How was America established, man? How was it built? It was built on the backs of so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It was established by iniquity, by wrongdoing, by deceit, all right, by riches gotten by filthy, unrighteous gains. Okay, let's get that too. This is Sirach 19. And 26, it says, there is a wicked man that hangeth down his head sadly, but inwardly he is full of deceit. And see how that's how these devils came when they came to the shores of America. They're hanging their heads down, and that's how they continue to act. They try to act all humble, all right, but inwardly, all right, what did it say? It said, but inwardly he is full of deceit. So that's all these devils. They're full of deceit, man. They try to play that humble role and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, this and that." You know, they try to sympathize with you to try to fool you, man, because that's their deceit. Remember that the beast came back up to deceive the whole world. All right, and that's what the so-called white man is known for, his deception. That's why he's the devil. All right, bar none. It says, casting down, verse 27, casting down his countenance and making as if he heard not. Where he is not known, he will do thee a mischief before thou be aware. And that's what he did with the so-called Native Americans and the indigenous people and the rest of the indigenous people of this side of the world. All right, so-called Latinos and Native Americans. All right, he where he wasn't known, he did mischief, man. Coming, casting down his countenance. You know, he asking for help. You'll help us make it through the winter and this and that. Help us grow these crops, and then shivved him in the back, man. As soon as he got a chance, man. Verse 28, and if for want of power he be hindered from sinning, yet when he findeth opportunity he will do evil. And that's the so-called white man for you, man. Or you edomites, you devils. Because as soon as he gets an opportunity, you best believe that he's going to shank you in the back, man. All right? He's going to do some kind of evil. As soon as he sees opportunity, man, you give him 5 feet, he's going to take the whole mile, okay? That's why we call you the devil, man, because you're a man of deceit and lies, man. All you do is lie. Hey, matter of fact, let me get it. I think that's where I was going anyway, through the spirit. Let's see here. Okay, well, spirit, right here. This is Psalms 158, or Psalms 58, verse 3. Yet the wicked, which we established the wicked to be Esau, Edom, the Edomites, the so-called white man, according to Malachi 1 and 4. The wicked, and Job 9 and 24, the wicked, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Psalms 58 and 3, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. So you so-called white people, you're born speaking lies, man. No ifs, ands, but about it. You lie to your parents, you lie to yourself, all right? You lie to the whole world, all right? And now it's coming to an end. All that lying is being revealed through the prophets of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and there's nowhere to run, all right? And even though you try to play that humble role and come speaking all, you know, peaceful words, that's, you know, it's been being revealed. All right, everybody's had enough. The whole world has seen how you come with the diplomacy. All right, come playing that humble role when really there's a, well, let's read it. This is Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. See, so his words might be so smooth, they make you feel good. You feel like you about to get a good deal. And then there's really war in his heart. He's setting you up for the okie doke, man, because he wants your blood. And then he'll go on as if he did nothing. He'll set you up, double cross you, you know, put you through all kind of hell, and then he'll act like he didn't do nothing. Okay, that's the devil for you. Okay, Zephaniah. Shalaki. Let's see here. I think I got some pages missing here. Okay, here we go. All right, this is Zephaniah. This is Zephaniah 11 and 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. All right, so who's our possessors, man? Who's the one that put us in captivity? It's a so-called white man. It's no argument about this. All right, who was the one that set sail in 1492 and put indigenous people on them ships, took them back to Europe, brought some Negroes over, eventually made it to America and to Central South America, and started slaughtering all those people, possessing us as if we were just property or items, okay? Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. So here it is. Here the so-called white race, the Edomites, they don't hold themselves guilty. All right, you bring out the facts, you bring out the proof of what these devils have done. They'll deny it. They'll say that wasn't me. So they're trying to hold themselves not guilty, but really they have to pay because that was them in the reincarnation anyway. And our own people don't pity us, man. Here it is that you got these Uncle Toms, Uncle Tomahawks, all right, Theo Tomas, all these coon niggas, all right, siding with the so-called white man. All right, and they're supposed to be the leaders or the shepherds of our people, and they don't even pity our people, man. All they want to do is get the bag, all right? So, you know, these people, man, they got to pay for that, what they've done. You can't just, you know, do all these atrocities and then just go off scot-free like nothing happened, man. And just say, yeah, it wasn't me. You're holding yourself not guilty, man. This is Exodus 21:6. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. We're still in the hands of our oppressors, our possessors. Even though you want to hold yourself not guilty, you want to deny the charges, the allegations brought upon you, guess what? According to the law, it says he shall surely be put to death. All right, so we're still in your hand. We've been stolen, or we've been sold, and we are today in this day in our captivity under you so-called white people. All right, so you shall surely be put to death. All right. Let's get that old goody scripture, Revelation 13:9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. So the good old saints, all right, their faith is in that they see them, the people that took them into captivity, go into captivity, all right. And the people that killed them with the sword, they're going to get killed with the swords. That's the patience and the faith of the saints. All right, so you so-called white people, you Arabs, you Africans, you whoever else had a hand in the slave trade, all right, and the downfall of our nation, you're gonna go through the same thing, but double. All right, mainly you so-called white people, which are you Edomites, you devils. All right, and you can deny it all you want, try to say it wasn't you. Well, guess what? Let's see what Isaiah 14 says. All right, Isaiah 14:21. Prepare slaughter for his children. All right, so those people that did these atrocities, you're their children, right? It says prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. So you got to pay for what your fathers did. All right, plain and simple. So the slaughter is being prepared as we speak for you damn so-called white people, man. All right, let's see. Let's see here if I want to read some of this. Nah, just I'll leave it at that. But let me just close out on this last precept. All right, because this is going to be a transition now that you devils are being exposed. All right, now it's the time for somebody profitable to be set up. All right, because you damn so-called white people have brought nothing but distress upon this earth. All right, death, destruction everywhere you go. All right, and you're unprofitable. All right, this is 2 Thessalonians 2:7. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. So that mystery of iniquity is you so-called white people, all right? Because you are the one that goes around doing the iniquity, all right? And it says he that letteth will let, meaning Yahweh Shema Shai is allowing you, he's allowed you an allotted time to do your wickedness, all right? But now that time's coming to an end, he's going to take you out of the way. Verse 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, and it's been revealed who the wicked is, you so-called white people, you Edomites, the devil, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. So he's devouring you with the spirit of his mouth. He's consuming you through the words of his mouth, all right? Through these words, these scriptures, man, the words of his mouth. All right, verse 9, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, which is you so-called white people, your working is after the work of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish. All right, so what? You have all this deceivableness and unrighteousness, lying wonders, because what? Your power comes from the left-hand side, which is Satan. All right, you're after the work of Satan. All right, verse 11, and for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness. And that goes for two-thirds of our people. They want to be deceived and join hand in hand with the wicked. Well, they're going to die with the wicked. All right? But now that it's been exposed, it's time. Your time is up. All right, Esau, your kingdom's going down. It's time for Israel under Yahweh Shem outside to rule this land. All right, and righteousness. All right, this is Sirach 10:7. Pride is hateful before the Most High. And you read the book of Obadiah to tell you that Esau's pride has deceived him. He's the most prideful creature on the planet. All right, pride is hateful before the Most High and man. And by both doth one commit iniquity. We just read the mystery of iniquity, which is the so-called white man. All right, that's why he causes it. He causes so much iniquity and destruction upon this earth. All right, because of unrighteous, verse 8, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one person to another. And that's what the so-called white man did. He got unrighteous dealings, those treaties, all these lies that he tells our people, injuries, all the devastation, the atrocities he's did to our people, and riches gotten by deceit. All the riches that he's gotten is through the bloodshed, all right, the weapons, all right, the killings, the raping, pillaging of our people, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, which are the true Israelites. And you red Hebrew Edomites are you so-called white people. There's nothing white about you. You're Caucasians, meaning cave dwellers, and you're going back into your base mentality. All right, the Lord is bringing you down, and He's putting the curses upon you. That's why we call you the so-called devil, or the so-called white man. We call him the devil because he's a deceiver, and you're deceiving yourself. All right, the pride in thy heart has deceived thee that you don't think that you're going down. Mawaf la ball. Shalom.